everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm DJLsb Vapes and today we are gonna check out the new Lambo pod kit by One. And inside the box you are gonna receive one Lambo mod pre-assembled with the pod. This setup weighs 65 grams and measures 45.5 by 12 by 68 millimeters. This device also has an advertised capacity of 500 milliamps hour on the bottom of the device engraved, but on the website actually advertised as 360 milliamps hour capacity. Of course, I'm gonna test that out. Apart from the pre-assembled pod, we also get a spare pod. Both come empty and both are refillable. They also provide us with extra plugs for the fill port, and the same thing when you buy a pack of pods. Then a warranty card, but also the Lambo user manual, and last but not least, you also receive a micro USB charging cable. This device is super nice and solid, very nice looking as well, especially this gunmetal color one with the carbon fiber panels. The pod included also very cool, even though dark, not too dark, and still allows to see the liquid level inside. Big pro for that. It will be available in black, gunmetal and rainbow. It is made out of zinc alloy, plastic and carbon fiber panels on the black and the gunmetal units, and the whole system optimized to use or to handle 70-30 PG/VG ratio e-liquids. I was able to find these kits selling online over at VaporDNA for $34.99, which is kind of pricey, but interesting also the fact that they only sell the mod alone and then you have to pick a pack of 2 pods separately for $9.99. Link/banner to VaporDNA with 10% off, you can find it on my website. On the connector we have a sealing gasket, the magnets to keep the pod in place, the positive and negative spring-loaded contacts, and the puff activation switch on the side, as this little guy is puff activated. The One logo on the front lights up blue when you vape, blinks blue when the battery dies, constant red when charging, and green when it is fully charged. Then on the right we have a micro USB port to charge it, and a little hook to hook up a lanyard. The left side is pretty clean, with not a whole lot going on, and on the bottom some info including the battery and charging specs, which again is engraved as 500 milliamps hour capacity, but I'm still going to test that because on the website they state 360. The pod is pretty slick, it matches the shape and the design of the mod, it has the specs engraved excluding the resistance of the internal coil. It holds 2 ml of liquid, it has a 1.6 ohm coil inside, but only goes in one particular orientation and stays attached super snug. On the bottom we can see the air intake, not protected inside or anything like some other pods out there that have an automatic closing membrane. We have magnets, we have the positive and negative contacts, and the fill port with the plug. To fill it, you have to remove the plug, and you have to be careful not to lose it, as it doesn't stay attached to the pod like some other devices, but also probably the reason why they give you a couple of spare plugs. But inside, you can see that the wick is almost covering the filling channel, so I strongly recommend that you grab something pointy like a pair of tweezers and carefully pull the wick to the side in order to fill the pod properly. To fill it, even with a small tip, the best way is to stick the whole tip in, that's what she said, but go slow at first, that's also what she said, otherwise it may spill out instead of leaving it all in. That kind of went that way, right? When you fill a new pod for the first time, it is important that you let it sit for at least 5 minutes or so. Then you just have to plug the pod in, and when you plug it in or plug it out, you have a visual confirmation given by the blue light behind the One logo. To charge it, super simple. Just plug the micro USB cable in. You're gonna see a red light and a green one once it's fully charged, and you can also vape while charging. Before we go back on top, let's just take a final look at the rainbow one. Super beautiful too. And one of these will be up for grabs. That's right, we are back on top with the Lamborghini pod kit. Let's have a vape. Really good indeed. So, As far as the battery and charging capabilities, the battery is in reality a 372 mAh capacity battery. It charges at 0.49 amps and it takes 50 minutes to recharge, which is a big pro in my book. The Lambo is both a functional and beautiful device that performs well and lasts me pretty much throughout a full day. This particular device performs the best with 70-30 PG-VG ratio in liquids, as it is optimized for that. I tried it with thinner liquids, more precisely with 50-50 PG-VG ratio in liquids, and it did create indeed some condensation underneath the pod and inside the connector, and that may end up clogging the switch. So I do recommend you to stick to the 70-30, the recommended 70-30 PG-VG ratio in liquids. The draw on this little guy is pretty much as tight as a Joule, which is a little bit more loose than, let's say, a Smoke and Phoenix, for example. The flavor is great and it provides a very nice and warm mouth-to-lung vape. The throat heat for me is perfect, using 12 mg free-based nicotine e-liquid or 20 mg nic salt-based e-liquid. Those are the ratios of nicotine I enjoy the most, and I get the most or the best throat heat out of this device. As far as pros and cons, pros go for the way it vapes, the design, the aesthetics and feel, as it feels premium. Also the fact that it uses refillable pods, color it nice to display the liquid inside, and the fact that it comes with 2 pods inside the box. Well, apart from the version sold on Vapor DNA, that one apparently you have to pick the pods separately. As far as cons, and the only con, to be honest, the only con goes for the lack of battery level display. You only know when the battery is gone when you vape, and all it does is blinking blue at you. Me personally, to be honest, if it didn't last me throughout a day, or if it kinda does, I would buy 2. That way I could be using one while I charge the other one. But then again, it takes 50 minutes to recharge, which is awesome. In 50 minutes you have a full charge if the battery was dead. So if I was to rate this little guy, I would give it an A, but let me give it an A- just because I feel like it's too pricey for what it is, but you kind of get what you pay for in terms of quality and build quality, looks and aesthetics. This device is just beautiful. I highly recommend this device for a beginner vapor with a little bit more money to spend, or a veteran vapor looking for a stealthy and portable but also very classy mouth-to-lung device. Meanwhile, I'm gonna give you the chance to score 1, the rainbow, and to do so, to enter, you just have to be a subscriber to this channel. If you're not, you have to subscribe to this channel. You also have to like this video, comment something down below, and subscribe or be already subscribed to the newsletter on my website. Same newsletter sent every Sunday, with the winners for the previous week, and giveaways like these usually run for the week. I'm DJLsb Vapes, and I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, share with your friends, especially if they are smokers. Subscribe or stay subscribed to the channel. If you want to support the channel and what I do, you can always do so on Patreon. Links are always in the description down below. Meanwhile, stay sexy and vape on.